So 9 people have been arrested. This includes people like the security guard, the ticketing clerk. The big fish, however, are still out there. There are questions about whether they'll be pulled up for 10 lapses that we've identified here on India Today. Let's list those out for you. First, the renovation work on this 140-year-old bridge was clearly rushed. The second lapse that we'd also like to highlight here is that there was no structural audit that was done before reopening, despite the fact that the reopening happened much before the scheduled time. Lapse number 3 also that we'd like to highlight here is that the contractors hurried the reopening. Essentially, despite the fact that they didn't have a clearance certificate, they went ahead with the opening. There was no civic body clearance. That's also a clear lapse here. Questions being asked about the municipal authorities, and right now none of them have been held accountable. Lapse number 5, the wires weren't changed. The wires which connected and kept the suspension bridge up, none of it was changed. It was just repainted to make it look like it was changed. Lapse number 6 that we've identified here on India Today is that those in charge of this bridge had no expertise whatsoever in suspension bridges and hanging bridges, and hence there were questions about how they were awarded the contract, how were they in charge of upkeep. Lapse number 7 that we've found here on India Today is that a heavy aluminium sheet essentially made this a death trap, a suspension bridge. Obviously, there has to be science that goes into its construction. Aluminium sheets were placed, extremely heavy, weighing it down further. Lapse number 8 is that tickets were sold to surging crowds. At one point, this bridge, the permissible limit was 20 to 25 people. Over 200 plus people were on that bridge when the tragedy occurred. Lapse number 9 is that there was no check on the crowd on the bridge. Tickets were handed left, right and center. There was no sort of cutting off. People were allowed to continue to stream onto that bridge. The final lapse that we have identified here is that hundreds of people were on that bridge, fit for only 25 people.